You've heard the stories. People who were clinically dead for a few minutes, then came back and described the same thing. A tunnel. A light. Their whole life, replayed in an instant. For decades, science had no real answer for why. Now it does. Here's what actually happens inside your brain in the final moments before it shuts down, and it's stranger than anything a movie has ever shown you. In 2022, researchers were monitoring the brain activity of an 87-year-old patient who was being treated for a seizure disorder. He suffered a fatal heart attack in the middle of the recording. For the first time in history, scientists had a continuous EEG capturing the human brain as it died. What they found surprised everyone. In the 30 seconds before and after his heart stopped, his brain produced a surge of activity in a very specific frequency, called gamma waves. These are the same brainwaves linked to memory recall, meditation, and vivid dreaming. The same waves your brain produces when you're deeply focused or reliving a powerful memory. His brain wasn't shutting off. In its final moments, it was doing the opposite. It was lighting up in patterns associated with memory and consciousness, exactly the kind of activity you'd expect if someone were replaying their life. This lines up with something researchers have heard from cardiac arrest survivors for years. People who were resuscitated after their heart stopped often describe a rapid, vivid replay of memories, sometimes their entire life, compressed into what felt like seconds. Doctors call this life review, and for a long time it was dismissed as a trick of a dying brain. Now there's a physical explanation. The gamma wave surge may be the biological signature of that replay actually happening in real time. But the story gets stranger. Neuroscientist Dr. Jima Borjijan, who led part of this research, has proposed that the dying brain may become hyperaware in its final moments, not less aware. As the body shuts down and oxygen drops, certain neural inhibitors that normally keep brain activity in check may fail first, releasing a flood of activity your brain would never normally produce while alive and functioning. In other words, the moment your brain is dying might be the most electrically alive it's ever been. This could explain another famous phenomenon. The tunnel and the light. Researchers studying oxygen deprivation, called hypoxia, have found it can cause the visual cortex, the part of your brain that processes sight, to misfire in a specific pattern. Peripheral vision fails first as oxygen drops, while the center of your visual field stays active longest, creating exactly the kind of narrowing tunnel effect survivors describe. It's not a doorway to another world. It's your own visual system running out of fuel from the outside in. And the light many describe? Some researchers believe it may come from a final surge of electrical activity in the visual cortex itself, the same region responsible for phosphenes, those flashes of light you see when you rub your closed eyes. Under extreme stress, that same circuitry can fire on its own, producing a light with no external source at all. None of this proves what happens after brain activity stops completely. Nobody knows that. But it does answer a question people have asked for centuries. Why so many near-death experiences describe the exact same things? A tunnel. A light. A life flashing before their eyes. The answer isn't found outside the body. It's found in the last, desperate burst of electrical activity happening inside a brain that refuses to go quietly. Your brain isn't designed to die peacefully in silence. Right up until the end, it's still trying to make sense of what's happening. Still processing. Still, in its own way, remembering.